Welcome back. This is John Locke. Today I'm answering a question that I see quite a lot. This particular question is, does social media affect SEO? And the reason why I'm doing this video today is somebody asked, they said that their webmaster is wanting to sell them on a package of different things for SEO. One of the things that's included in there is social media posts on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And they want to know if this has an effect. Well, indirectly, it has an effect. Directly, no, it does not have an effect. And I'm going to explain why that is and why there's a lot of confusion about this. So this is one of those things that is, it's a lot of things in SEO where information might have been true 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, but it's not true any longer, but people still kind of hold on to these old ideas. And it's understandable because a lot of the SEO tools, a lot of the free audit tools, they'll track things like how many Facebook followers somebody has, how many Twitter followers somebody has, because that's an easy thing to track. Doesn't necessarily mean that your SEO is going to be better. The way that Google is in the 2020s is they really do want to push the web pages and documents that best satisfy somebody's search. Now, metrics like how many people share a post, how many people thumb up a post, that is something that in a long time ago they might have looked at, a lot of people believe. But it's not something that they look at any longer for a variety of reasons. For one, it's really easy to game signals like that, and there's a lot of cottage industries that were set up specifically for that reason, to give people fake likes, fake shares, fake thumb ups, fake followers, all these things. So those are numbers that are easy to manipulate, and because they're easy to manipulate, they're not good signals. The second reason why social media does not have a direct effect on SEO is it has to do with stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Now, several years ago, Google had contracts with different social media companies. Twitter specifically, they probably have something with Pinterest right now. And I believe, though I don't know for certain, that they probably had something with Facebook as well. And basically what they had was a fire hose to their full amount of information, so the Googlebot didn't have to crawl around and find all these different feeds, but it basically gave them the full fire hose of information. And for a while, and this is probably about 7, 8 years ago, they did use some of this information, a lot of people believe, for SEO purposes. Now, what happened is they did not renew the contracts with Facebook or Twitter, and so they stopped relying on this because they realized this is not something that we can build into our core algorithm if we are dependent on somebody else's platform and having a contract in place with them to get the full, unfettered, unrestricted amount of information that's being pushed out each day. That's not a reliable thing. We want to be able to rely just on sources that we can trust and that we know that they're always going to be there and they're always going to be stable. So a lot of their initiatives in that time since then have been aimed toward that. Okay, so now I've told you why social media is not a direct influence on SEO, but I want to tell you in ways that it is an indirect effect on SEO. And also, too, I'm gonna say too, before I throw this in here, there has been a lot of reports on different things like this in the past, and like I said, you have to go by current, what you're seeing currently and current information. They've said that they don't use social media directly, but I'll have to find the exact spot where that's referenced. But Ways that it's indirectly influenced. Now, one thing that has not changed in the last 12 years is their emphasis on big brands and the power of a brand. Now, we're talking about global brands. We're talking about, and you'll notice this even in some of these so-called Your Money or Your Life results. You'll see that they push certain things. For example, there's a video that we did a long time ago, maybe about a year ago, talking about Your Money or Your Life sites for dentistry. You'll notice that a lot of the things that get pushed are from sources, not just from like the American Dental Association, but there are a lot of results like from Crest, from Oral-B, from things like this, where that are researched by PhDs, but also it's the power of a brand behind them. They know that these things are brands within this space that are not going to have misleading information. So Google has been trying since 2008 to figure out exactly what defines a brand, and things that fit the pattern of a large brand versus we'll say a sole proprietorship or a small business. It's maybe one or two people, a mom and pop shop, if you will. What are characteristics of a large, global, trustable, international brand? And one of the things that is a characteristic of a brand is that they have social media channels, and they're doing outreach. They're trying to do customer acquisition through many different channels. So they might use SEO, but they also might use social media or video marketing. They might have a whole bunch of different places where they try and do customer acquisition. That is what a global brand would do. So having social media profiles, at least like the big 5 or 6, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, those are the ones that I would recommend having. If you want to have profiles on other third-party platforms as well that are specific to your industry, that's a plus as well. But that is an indirect way that it helps. Another thing that people will say is if things are shared, if they're liked on social media a lot, if you have a lot of followers, that might be a signal to Google. Not necessarily, I don't think. I think Google nowadays in the 2020s, at least from what I've seen, they really are going by what's on the page. They do still rely on backlinks. That's pretty important. But because shares and likes are a gameable signal, and there are a lot of fake profiles on Facebook and Twitter, those are not reliable signals. So indirectly, though, you are going to spread your content around on social media, and people are going to see it. You might pick up more followers. You might get more direct traffic. Now, there is a report that SEMrush did a couple of years ago saying direct traffic was an SEO signal. Now, I've never seen another report that confirms that. It's an interesting study. But sharing your stuff on social media is going to make your brand more visible, is going to make your company more visible, your content more visible, and you might pick up some customers from it. I would say from a lead generation aspect, it is something that you should do for sure. Get a good person either on your team or an external person that specializes in social media for that help. But like I said, it's not a direct thing that's going to affect your SEO. It is a good thing to do. It's a good thing to have. It will indirectly affect your lead generation. It will indirectly affect your SEO just by virtue of having an active profile and posting stuff on there and looking like you're an active brand that's trying to grow from being small to large. So it's something that I would encourage you to do. But it's not going to directly affect your SEO. I would still put effort into content creation, backlink building, and improving the design and the UX of your site. Primarily, those are things that I would still work on. But there's many ways to generate leads, and there's many ways to market. So don't be discouraged by that. It might be something that you want to invest in, maybe not, but definitely worth considering. My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO, and I'm here on a daily basis making videos. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments below. I'll be here tomorrow. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Until next time, peace.